Mike Van and Melonine, and well met indeed. I'm Uruk-hai, Galu-Isen, head of the modding team behind Van Cooker. Welcome back as we continue on as Isengard. We've captured Derweth. Rohan have sent forces to the south to try and support it, but they were too late, and the castle fell. Foldberg is now the point that we shall attack them, but at the moment Lurtz is just going to hold the bridge whilst the rest of our army maneuvers north to support him. And we're going to abandon Gund because it's just absolutely ridiculously well held. And we lost in Bregnas as well, which also seems to be that roaming rebel armies have gone inside the towns to defend them, is what I think has happened there. We are at Nenta, so we shall do that and hope... Rohan's go is quite early on, and they've not attacked us, so that's good. There are some rebels still outside of Derbath, which we could do with annihilating if we get the chance. Because rebels cause devastation, which lowers your income. 2,000 gold coins for taking that is not enough. So we could do with killing Hilother. Or Hlother. And we can do that quite nicely by moving our armies together. So who are we going to leave behind? That's the question. I think we shall leave 34 of them. And 13 of them. And then it hates us. Of course it does. Of course it does. It doesn't hate us. It's only 70%. Right, this is going to then be an opportunity to see how good the auto-resolve is. So we should save it. There is a quick save option, and I can't remember what it is. But it's alright. We'll do the slow save method. I'm going to auto-resolve this because I want to see how good we will be in auto-resolve against a sort of pathetic Dunlending army like this. So there are 1,000 of them. There are 1,650 or 666 of us. And it's heavily in our favour. 40-9. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, Isengard are good. Goodness gracious me. 54 and 22. That was better than I would have done. Oh, dear. No wonder Isengard do so well as the AI.
No sleeping here.
Absolutely no bloody wonder. Right, don't go south because AML will trap you, I think. So instead, head up to try and meet Lurtz. I should warn you that there are works going on in the street outside my home at the moment. Someone across the road is having something done. I don't know, a new driveway or something interior done. But there was a lot of sawing and machinery going off this morning. And they're hammering now. So that might come through on the recording. I would hope not. But there's a risk. Oh dear, Rohan have come in earnest. We don't have enough troops there yet. We need to pull away from that. Cavalry, cavalry, cavalry. Trash, trash, trashy, trash, trash. Rohan already resorting to the trash. It's 50. It's only 2-1. I think the game thinks we're going to win. He's got a good army though. 2 units of Rohan riders and AO Red horse archers. That's not bad. We've only got 1 archer unit though, and in a bridge battle you need more. And it would seem that the auto-resolve is going to quite often say that we will win, because apparently we... Oh, of course. Of course. Sit down, children. It's time to tell you all a story of how the auto-resolve works, and chiefly how the auto-resolve favours armour. Something that we learnt a long time ago, and the reason why the dwarves do so well despite having so little is because the armour stat, for some reason or another, don't ask me why, but the armour stat is held in highest regard by the auto-resolve of all the stats. And we, as Isengard, are a heavily armoured faction. Take this unit, the Half-Orc Baneguard. You'll note their total defence is 14, and 10 of that is armour alone. That's ridiculously good. Even the Uruk-hai Raiders, I was just surprised to see their armour is 7. So that is why we do so well in the auto-resolve, because we are a formidable... a formidably well-armoured force. Now, I don't want to send both of my generals in one. Lurtz is the factionaire, but he's a damned good fighter. So, Ugluk's forces are going to join the army, I think. Along with both of those. Merge anything that can be merged. We want your archers, really. We've got 1 unit of archers there, another unit here, another unit here. We've got the crossbows, so yes, I'll take another unit of archers, thank you. I'd like your Baneguard. You do just about make money at the moment. Oh, we can get Dunlending horsemen. Oh, yes. One of our few cavalry options comes from Dunland. We also get beast slayers, which is pretty cool. I'd really like to take Bregnas, but with the garrison that it had, we need an army like that to take it actually. But let's just kick them. Oh no! What? Gambling is hiding in the forest. No, withdraw. We'll give it another turn then. Let them come at us. We can't have Derweth being... I could do with some towers, actually.
Objective complete. No sleeping here. Get ready for fighting.
Send those into Derworth for now. Yeah, it only gets 1 free upkeep. That's because we need the slave pit. Can we train the other 2 units though? No. We could get those to be free as well. That's only 39 gold. It's not worth it, is it? That's not worth it. I'd like a final tower in the right back in the corner there. Derworth's got quite a few resources. Look, it's got a village, it's got horses, grain, another village, and then fruits as well, or an orchard. Quite the trading province once we get there. Speaking of trade, we've arrived, one hopes, in
Without question, my lord.
Gondor.
What is it you wish to discuss?
Trade with me, Gondor. Trade with me.
Another proposition.
I'll give you my map information if you pay me the low sum of 750 gold coins. I know you're poor, but go on.
You hold us at good day to you.
Beautiful bastards. Sorry, I keep saying that word and I need to stop. There's no need to say it. Right, we need money, really. Let's have a look. If we were to purchase the hunting huts, population growth would go up. We're not worried about population growth. Average farm harvest would double, so we get about 60 gold coins from that. But that is about it. So it would get about 60 gold coins, and it costs 1,100. So it's going to take a wee while to pay itself off. We could get free upkeep, if I'm not mistaken, actually. If we went for the slave pit here, because the slave pit... no, it doesn't recruit anything, does it? Why does Derworth get it? Because it's a castle? No, because there's a garrison quarters here. Derworth is super useful. It comes with a garrison quarters and a practice range. Blimey, they'd definitely go for a slave pit there. We could get 2 recruitment centres. It's already favourable enough as well to actually give us what we need is 55% Melkor's Shadow here. Where are we? The Adorn Vale. We're in Ended Wythe. Right, anyway, sorry. Enough of this. End of turn. We will fight Rohan. Now that they've cowered in Foldberg, we'll press on. I can't imagine Rohan... Rohan do get, as I say, a few sort of stacks that they are given as a gift to make them survive a little bit longer than they otherwise would. And
Get ready for fighting.
they will be a challenge when they come, but it's just when they come. We don't know when and where they'll be. And they're going to get Aemir and Gamling killed. 4 units of trash. We just so outclass Rohan in the early game. It's not even funny, really, is it? Who else can we get trade rights with that we are... someone that we would border shortly. We need to kill them to win, but we'll go for Lothlorien.
Yes. Tomorrow's journey awaits.
Hop on your horse, Grima. You've got a ways to go.
Put your feet up. Objective.
There we are. Now we'll get to see when Bregnas gets chipped away at. Let Enid Wythe chip away. Chippity chip away, and then we'll swoop in and take it.
Objective.
Oh no, let's get a tower over there and make sure Rohan don't sneak up on us. The next thing I would arguably go for in buildings is the building grounds, because they only cost... They're under 1,000 in each location, and they just bring everything down. Once we take Foldberg, or once the Battle of Foldberg has concluded and we've again lost some troops, we'll obviously earn more money, and once Foldberg falls, we'll get the income from it, so that's good. We're just shoring up our western borders. We could really do with Enid Wythe not attacking us, but whilst Bregnas and Gund are rebel held, Enid Wythe will leave us to our daily
At once.
exercises.
Stopping here.
That's not what I mean at all. I don't know why my head had thought of that. And once they are taken down, Enid Wythe will then attack us, is the point I was trying to say. Poorly. Very, very damned poorly. Oh, we could also get a leather tanner, but I don't think these would upgrade with leather. I think Isengard need a higher tier blacksmith to start actually getting a benefit from it. 8,000. See, that would bring that building ground would take off that building. The cost of the building ground is pretty much how much you would save in building that mining network. So 2 buildings and that kind of pays for itself. We don't make very much money though, so we should try and go for the buildings that do. And the dirt paths in... We'd only be 2 turns away from getting dirt paths in Derworth, and that would be much more helpful. So we'll hold off for the dirt paths. And again, just end the turn, unfortunately. Good job these end turns are going by quickly, because Rohan haven't got the stones to attack us. They're going to let Foldberg drop right down to one turn, and I'm going to oblige that. I'm not going to bother fighting that battle until we absolutely have to. But that is 4 turns away, unfortunately. And we're not actually doing anything, are we? So I will...
I would if I could. Yes.
As we are literally just waiting, we're not doing a single thing. I will see you in about 4-ish turns. Welcome back. So... Rohan really pulled out all the stops. They've mustered everything they can, and Captain Glearbeam has come with a sizable army. But again, there's a hefty amount of trash in there, but there are a lot of Rohan riders. This is going to be our first real battle against Rohan, because they've actually got cavalry now. AMR's army is so pathetically awful that it's just a joke that he's even going to try and fight us with that. In light of the fact that we are really up against it, I have pulled Ugluk into the main army. So if our army were to die here, we will lose the campaign. But I don't think that will happen. I think we'll win quite soundly if we can cover our flanks. That's going to be the key. As many have pointed out in the previous episode, the ring script requires entirely that Saruman survives, and I do have a nasty habit of getting generals killed. But I think Saruman is a general that's likely to survive because he's a ranged general. And a crossbow one at that. So he's not going to be in the front very much. Now, we are going to be attacked from 2 locations. Directly in front of us. And over here. About there-ish. That's where AMR's coming from. Glearbeam is the main attack or aggressor. We have got quite a few archer units, so we want to steer clear of the forests. We want to try and... There's no way to bottleneck, unfortunately. That's something that these games all miss, actually, is bottlenecks. You only really get bottlenecks on city maps, don't you? Disappointing. We can cheese the game and use the edge a bit, but I won't cower to the corner because it's a poor corner. Otherwise, fair game. Right, let's move you all. Come and get a bit closer if you would. That'd be smashing. Thank you. There we are. Now, cavalry loves to flank. They will try to flank for just non-stop throughout this battle. So we're going to have to constantly contend with our... Oh, I missed you. Sorry. You can be part of the team. Welcome. Remember, again, that crossbow unit is no longer elite. I'm saying that mostly for my own benefit, because I keep forgetting that that crossbow unit is no longer elite. We'll have a spear unit over there, definitely blocking that side. That's the only anti-cavalry unit we have other than Ugluk and Lurtz. Everything else takes a bit of a pounding if the cavalry hits them. The cavalry is going to do everything it damn well can to hit us as well. It's going to be a real pain in the neck. So we're going to have to form sort of a gappy lines, but make sure that everywhere is covered, otherwise our archers will get hit. We do not want our archers to get hit. That would be poor form. But I think we have covered everywhere, and Lurtz and Ugluk, we'll get you... Lurtz, you take the left-hand side. Ugluk, you take the right. We'll plug gaps with you. No, go there, actually. Alright, into positions. Lurtz, there he is at the back there, in his own unique model. I don't think Ugluk has a unique model. I think he's a standard general. Oh, no, he does. That's cool. I don't know what our standard general looks like. He might be a standard general. But there's Lurtz, looking very good. Excellent addition, I thought, to the film was Lurtz. Just to have a commander that has someone to sort of rally around. Adds a bit of tension when commanders fight, doesn't it? Besides, it was very damn cool when he pulled that knife out of his leg and licked it in front of Aragorn. Also, if you ever play any kind of game where you have to guess a person and you're a particular Lord of the Rings fan, and you ever have to act out a person, Lurtz is an excellent answer to pop in, because it's very easy to act out Lurtz with the dagger lick. Right, the AI is doing what they always love to do, which is set up their formation before they move. So they've now had time to do that. Something that was changed in either version 3 or now version 4, I think it was version 3, is that. The Rohan Royal Guard were given the barded horse just to make them stand out a bit more on the battlefield. And they do, it works perfectly, exactly as intended. So now it's a lot easier to see instantly, that's my general, because he's the one with the flanks of his horse are protected. All the others, of course, just using this standard northern horse. Although they actually do have a unique Rohan horse. Although I think the Rohan rider units use it. Yes, this unit, this type of horse just here. Nothing really to differentiate between the horses visually, other than the standard horse that almost everyone else has those packs on the back of the saddles. Whereas the Rohan-specific horse doesn't have anything at all. And basically the Rohan horse is just the best version of a horse that the game has, really. Other than the absolute best type of horse in the game is the Nazgul horse, which is only used by, of course, the Nazgul, which now is only the Witch King, and K'mul. They both use the Nazgul horse, and so do the Temple Knights, I think, Mordor's Dark Numenorian unit. That's the actual best horse, and the only way a horse can be best is it has a higher mass stat and a better speed, which can be individually allocated to a horse itself. Also, by having a specific horse, you can make certain units effective specifically against that unit, and that is something that we have done. So there are 1 or 2 units throughout the game that are actually specifically designed to counter the Nazgul horse, and they get a bonus against it. Oh, don't be running away. No. Why are some of you running away? Don't do that. There we are, they're all set. Alright, hold your ground, everyone. Cavalry will come. Don't worry too much about the infantry. Most of it's garbage, but it's that we've got to worry about. The cavalry horde massing on the on that northwestern side. You should turn and face. Actually, you're a bit sideways. Right. So they're not really doing anything at the moment. They're just sort of dying, letting us shoot them. Rohan, it should be well noted, don't really have any archers here today anyway, but also are not an archer faction. Not in the slightest. The Helmingus, the best archer unit that they get, is still a very subpar archer. It's about as good as sort of Gondor archers. Actually, I think it bridges the gap between Gondor archer and Gondor militia archer by being in between the two. It's not very good, and anything below that is just absolutely piss poor. So Rohan are never going to win any awards with their archery, and so trying to sort of hold us off in this sort of standoff with archers is a stupid tactic. Riddermark Axemen, though, I believe, are armour piercing. But so are our half-orc Baneguard, so give them a taste of their own medicine. The only thing I think I'm not sure on with the Baneguard is their brown cloaks. It sort of looks a bit mismatched against the black and white backdrop of Isengard's everything else that Isengard has. But we're getting a lot of shots off. 15% of the enemy has fallen before their cavalry has ever even bothered to rear its ugly, whining head. This cavalry are going to go down. Now, of course, Eomer is here today, and he is a solidly ranked general. He has a high rank. So it'll be interesting to see well, it basically just means this army will fight to the death. Like the Riddermark Axemen, now that they're actually in melee, they're at least holding out, which is disappointing. I don't know what the AI's plan here is. I think they are desperately trying to flank us, but they can't because I've covered our flanks, and they don't know what to do. So they're just dying. Oh, but they have at least now stopped. Rohan bodyguards are moving into it. Get ready. Curl back. I want you to hit those, and I want you to take on that bodyguard, please. You're the only spear unit. You're the best we've got. Spears down. Oh, the bodyguard's hitting into us. Oh, dear. Go on, you can do it.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Get Ugluk involved. Go on, Ugluk. Run. Ah, the cavalry is coming. The cavalry is coming. They're punching through the middle, but our archers have used all their arrows now. It doesn't really matter. Punch through the middle all you like. Oh, and Saruman hasn't been firing because he starts the game without the firing on. Oh, bugger. Ugluk, get involved. Your anti-cavalry is on. No, one unit made it through. Let's shut down these Rohan riders. Ah, they were scouts. They've died easily. Look, they've still got cavalry in reserve. Most of their army, in fact, is in reserve. What are they doing? Oh, no, the fighters are attacking. I wonder what those Star Destroyers are waiting for. Is what I always think when they don't send everything in. Right, we've got the scouts. They've been cut off and killed. They could do with some help. You punch into those Yawling Axemen. You move across. You come over. There's quite a lot of wavering going on, even though AMR's here. Uruk-hai, whatever Uruk-hai does. In they go. Swords at the ready. I think we've got a lot of routing going on here. Oh, they have absolutely massacred our archer unit there, though. Dear oh dear. Such is the nature of war. More cavalry is coming. They are finally moving in. Oh, Jesus. Jesus! They have so much more than I thought. Oh, God above. Oh, dear. Right, so we've killed the starting force. AMR's army is pretty much done. Right, let's prepare. I don't know why they're after our archers, but they're after our archers. Try and stagger them, and it takes some of the momentum out of their charge. No, it's back in the backdrop. How are you doing on this side? They're still fighting. That's alright. Keep up your fighting. Crossbow units. Move further forward. Uruk-hai archers go and get into that gap over there. Alright, keep it up, keep it up. Into positions. We must stop this cavalry. Where's our soul spear unit? Ah, AMR is down to 6 men. Ah, but the enemy comes. The enemy really comes. What on earth were they waiting for? And why are they doing it now? Who is over here? Oh, Isengard. Oh, well, you've disrupted their ranks, I suppose, actually. There we are. Scouts have charged. They haven't. There's been almost 0 disruption. They've just charged into each individual unit. Right, the only thing we have in our favour is if we can bog the cavalry down. They are not particularly good in melee. Their whole raison d'etre is to charge into us. If we can stop them doing that and tie them down, then we win. Obviously, as you all know, you're all Total War aficionados by now, I should imagine. Damn, banners of Rohan dot the field as great trees emerging from the mire of battle below. But the white hand seeks to stamp them out wherever it goes. This is a hugely pivotal battle, and it's just occurred to me that if we do lose this battle, we're going to have a full Rohirric banner army knocking on our capital city's door. We can't really allow that. You guys need to charge in. We need more support here. Lurch, you're in the game, aren't you? Yes, Uruk-hai it.
Very much in our favour. Victory will be ours.
Oh, perfect. We've got fleeing. The right-hand side is free. 2 units moving in. Berserkers amongst them. Oh, the Rohan bodyguard have charged into some archers again. Saruman, how are you doing? Let's not forget, though, that actually Saruman is a formidable melee fighter as well as an excellent ranged unit. Right, the left-hand side is also free because scouts are garbage. Right, no, stop. Hold yourselves down. You guys, run over here, run over here. Get ready to flank. Oh, they're coming. Saruman! No, shoot the ones running at you, you moron. Shoot the ones running at you. He had 72. A full charge from Rohan riders at full speed, and only 1 died. No, Saruman, you're going to be alright. Let's move those forward. What are we on now? 50% place 60. See, the cavalry has absolutely changed this battle. We don't have anything to chase down anything that runs away. Some of their archers are now even involved. Rohan have a really, actually quite balanced roster when you put the cards all on the table. Oh, and those Rohan riders just got a nice flank on our crossbows. But, as we say, let's not forget, Saruman is here, and Saruman is fantastic. In fact, Saruman, now is your time. Oh, look, you instantly broke those units nearest to you. There must be a range, I think, on the effect of those powers. cut back in. Captain Glearbeam has gone down, but Eomer and whoever he had with him, they are not yet dead, because there was a second general amongst the rosters. They've still got bolts to fire. You guys aren't doing anything. 69, it's really
Only half the enemy force remains.
Someone charging into Saruman, is that? No. It's our 3 Bane Guard. Go on, you're armor piercing. He's on a horse. Just hit him. There he is. I speak of the devil. Eomer himself. Saruman. Come on, do it for me. Please. Turn and face. Get yourselves involved over here. You're doing alright down there. You're up against units that seem to be routing. Ah, Lurtz. Come across, hit that cavalry. You go with them. We've got a lot of routing. There's a lot of routing going on here. Did you do it, Saruman? Come on, shoot him. You're right there. He's right here. You're not doing what you're told, are you? No. Run in then. Speed it up. I really want Eomer to die, and he's standing still. Oh, yes! Out of nowhere. Out of nowhere, Eomer just broke. Come on, get one volley on him. Go on. Go on, go on, go on, go on, go on, go on. Make it fly, Saruman, make it fly. Just one bolt, hit him in the back. Just someone shoot him. We've won! The mass routing. Eomer broke. Not so formidable, it would seem. 80% of the enemy has gone down. We can just call it there. We lost 1,000 of our own, but we killed 2,000 of them. That's not bad. That is not damn bad. That just sort of came out of nowhere, didn't it? Normally you get the visor says, our enemy is fleeing, or something like that. 213, one of the Berserkers, Lurtz or Ugluk, I'm not sure. It was a good job to bring Ugluk back. But actually, the top spot goes to the half-orc Bane Guard, who took 242. But they lost almost their entire number to do so. Only healing 12. Well damn done. 242, that's fantastic. Guard of the Hand got very few kills in the end. And the Orthanc Sentries, oh, they did not too bad, 130, but not a good showing from the 2 crossbow units, so it would seem. So it would seem. I'm thoroughly looking forward to this recording ending today, I have to say, because I've just started The Witcher 3 on Death March difficulty, having yesterday evening completed the game on Story and Sword difficulty. And I'm now sort of achievement hunting. And I'm finding Death March is nowhere near as hard as I was expecting it to be. And I think that's probably because I've played 112 hours of The Witcher, so I just know what to do. We'll kill them all, please. And we'll give it a bit of a sack, shall we? But I'm itching to play again. I would be absolutely lying if I did not say that I'm playing again after having watched The Witcher on Netflix and thinking, ah, yes, why did I stop playing that? And yesterday was the first time I've ever actually won The Witcher. I've never got to the end before, and I'm pleased to say I got the ending where Ciri stays with Geralt, which is what I was hoping to get. I knew the endings, but I didn't know how to obtain the endings, so I was pleased with it working out how I wanted. I also have to say, totally unrelated to this, but we are about to wrap this episode up, that Eredin, the final battle of the entire game and the general of the Wild Hunt, was an absolute doddle. He was so easy. He was nowhere near the hardest enemy you fight in the game. I couldn't believe how easy he was to kill. I was quite disappointed, to be honest. I didn't even die against him. Imlerith killed me twice before I managed to kill him, but Eredin was an absolute doddle. I was disappointed.
Yes.
But anyway, speaking of ending, that is what I am going to do now that Folberg has fallen, although we'll get some towers up, please. Oh, you've just gone just one tile too far. Oh, we get to fight in Helm's Deep. I never get to fight in custom settlements. Oh, this is going to be such fun. I'm enjoying this 10 times more than I thought I would. It's quite easy to get into the evil mindset when you play as an evil faction, isn't it? After a while, you just think, yeah, death to all the damned humans.
Come and get me.
But there we just got first-hand taste of how Rohan's cavalry are actually useful. And the AI is not awful with cavalry. They do sort of know what they're doing. And they will do their best to try and put you down. Let's take Ugluk and Lurtz out, and then we can... Oh, go on.
No sleeping here.
What's going on there? Why won't you attack that unit? Alright, let's try it a different way. Select them all. Don't select them. stand next to the unit,
Pick your feet up.
and then attack. There we go. And then attack again. And then auto-resolve. Yeah,
We destroyed
Bugger
the
off.
enemy.
right, Saruman, you've done very, very well. I really don't want you to die, though, because you are pivotal to the ring, and you probably do make us money. And I just don't think you're as needed. You're quite a slow-firing unit. So if you head over to Isengard, and if we then take the Uruk-hai raiders out of Isengard, back to Isengard, they can retrain. We can get some more units to go to the front. But we don't have that much money at the... Oh, we're about to make a lot of money. Oh, no, I'm going to sneeze. So, we'll train more troops next time. We don't know what Rohan's going to now bring to the fore. I know that once Helm's Deep falls, they get an army. They get gifted an army when Helm's Deep goes down. So we need to be careful of that. They get gifted an army when Erebor goes down. It's Edoras, of course. Everyone knows that this happens as a bug, right? It's just a fog of war problem. I don't know why it does it. But Edoras will they'll get an army when Edoras goes down, and then they'll also get an army when they go down to 3 provinces. So that's 3 sort of reinforcing armies we can expect to run into. But we'll keep our eyes to the ground, ears to the ground. In terms of units, we definitely want half-orcs and... Oh, pikemen, yes please, Dunland. Welcome. I'll take some of your cavalry too. We'll chuck in some sentries, some more archers, and that will probably do, to be honest. 203 of you can move out. Actually, no, don't do that. Yeah, I'll take those. I will take those. Don't bother with those. Let's retrain the units that we've got in here.
Come on.
We can send them back if Rohan sends an army, but there's nothing within sight range at the moment. Can we get a spy anywhere? No. Nowhere has the spy building, does it? No. We'll send those back and retrain them, and then we've got some experienced units instead. 98 of you might as well go 2. I can't retrain that unit, and those 2 are at full strength. Let's pull those up from the back. You don't need to be back there anymore. You can be retrained. That will make them like us a little more, a touch more, perhaps. And also then, if you train that as a second, and then send that one back to retrain as well. Perfect. Alright, I think that's where I will end this episode. At the end of the 3rd episode, we'll do a Toggle Fog of War and have a look at the rest of the world. But for now, that is going to end episode number 2. So I do hope you're enjoying this. I'm enjoying this thoroughly. I'm really interested to see when Bregnas will get whittled away. I'm sure Enedwyth will give it a good go. And I'm really looking forward to fighting in Edoras and Helm's Deep, but we need to make sure that we're ready before we do that. The real challenge of the campaign is getting the ring, I think, to be honest, because Lothlorien are such a small nation that by the time you reach them, you'll easily be able to defeat them. A sub-goal, of course, is kind of defeating Mordor, but we can't have Mordor as an actual victory condition because then it forces you to always go against them. And by taking the ring, Mordor will turn against us, you see, so... It is something that happens, but by setting it as a victory condition, we're kind of forcing you to do it, because there are some completionists who will try and go for the victory conditions. I certainly am going to go for the victory conditions, so we will be taking Lothlorien after we've defeated Rohan. But Rohan, of course, are not done yet. There are some battles to come, and our army is massively depleted. But we shall see what happens in the next one. But until we speak again, dear friends, Navarre and Melonin, and farewell.